Hello, 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 hello. I think I am live. That was stressful. Cup of tea. How is everyone? If there's anybody there, I know that you weren't expecting me to be along. Ooh. Is there anybody there? Hi, Dougie, Alan. How are you? One is present, sir. Hello, Dougie. Am I coming through loud and clear? Let me know. Oh, Jay in the house, Highlander. No, not coming through loud and clear. Okay. Thanks, Alan. How is the feed? I've just fixed my internet, hopefully. Maybe I haven't. Good, good. You're all hearing me and you're all seeing me. Phantasmagorical. That's good. That's good. Super fine. Okay, so myself and Rob were supposed to do our show last night. We kind of did. Wasn't available at all to show my camera last night. I was using my phone, and for some reason the camera didn't work on it. What could go wrong did go wrong yesterday for me, and I got a little bit angry, as we may show next week on the show, and I went a bit mad with that hammer just there, and I smashed things that I shouldn't have smashed, and I just spent the last few hours fixing them. But they're up and running again. I've had a bit of a mess about with the workshop, and hopefully we're back up and running. Probably won't do any kind of projecting this evening because I haven't really planned anything, because I wasn't expecting to go live. I wasn't expecting to get my internet working, to be honest with you. But hi, Brendan. How are you? So what I thought is we'd just have an old chat and a bit of a mess around. I must run in and grab my bowl, my hands bowl, in a second and show it off to you so you can see it. It's almost finished. I've still got to finish the bottom and just clean up around the fingers and stuff, but it's near enough there. It looks kind of cool, and I've already got 2 or 3 people wanting it, so I am going to auction it off. I'm going to auction that, and where's the other bits and pieces? I don't know where to put them. Hello? Oh, yes. And I'm going to auction, excuse while I show off my belly, I'm going to auction these pieces off as well. Not for me, not personally. I'm going to auction these pieces off. You remember that piece? That's a piece I did on the live show. Forest Fire, I called it. So that's Forest Fire. And then that was the goblet that I made the other day that kind of goes with it. I haven't given that a name, but there's a goblet that I made. I'm going to auction that, and I'm going to auction, not tonight now, but over Facebook probably. I'm going to auction this piece, which is a sported beach hollow form arty piece. So I'm going to auction those and the hands bowl to raise funds for the school that I work for. They are having new playgrounds fit. I work for a special needs school, and the playgrounds are in quite poor condition. It's an old school, and there isn't the funds there to get the playgrounds how we want them. So we're trying to raise funds. So we are going to, so I'll auction those pieces and try and make a few pound for those, and I'll donate it to the school then. Hi, Esme, how are you? Who have we joined? We've got Mark. Hi, Mark, how are you? Already said hi to OJ. OJ was in the bad feeds with my internet. It completely crashed last night. Literally a half hour before. Hi, Asgard. Literally a half hour before I went live with Rob last night, my internet just crashed. It just disappeared. It's a satellite internet, so it's wireless. And I went outside and looked at the satellite, and there's a bright red flashing light just going mad on it. Now, because it's the weekend, can't get in touch with the internet provider. I got incredibly angry. I don't know, lots of frustrations just all in one go kind of hit me yesterday. Rob was on a hangout with me at the time, and I connected with my phone, and he said, "Look, let's just try it. let's just go and try it. He'll take charge, and we'll see how it goes." And as you saw, I was on the phone. But prior to that, he recorded me going absolutely ballistic. I mean, I went ballistic. I've got a very, very bad temper when I go off on one, and I grabbed that hammer just there, and I just smashed it. I set fire to stuff, and I just went. It was good. It made me feel good. It made me feel a lot better, and we ended up laughing in the end. And I got it out of my system, but I did break things, and one of the things was the internet box, which I've just spent a couple of hours together and putting bits and pieces back together. So yeah, I had a strange noise here. I've just set up my other computer just there. You can see it just there. Yeah, I just set that up messing as well. So hopefully I can get that working. So let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, Steve. Hi, Steve. Great. Thanks. I'm good. Thanks, Steve. Good to see you back online. Yeah, thank you. It's good to be back. Brendan, what did you turn on your demo? That's good. It's good to hear that you had a good demo. Do you know what? I'm going to shut that computer down because it's buzzing and it's annoying the heck out of me. Diddly die, diddly do. There, shut that down. Yeah, JP is probably going to jump on and join us in a bit. Brendan, if you want to join us, I can send you a link. Hi, yeah, Chris Cute. How are you? Thank you for jumping in, Chris. This is just, I wasn't going to go live tonight. I've just explaining to the guys, I got my internet back up and running. I got a brilliant electric shock from it. Just as I plugged it all in, where I'd done just a wee bit of damage to it, I touched a wire that I didn't realize was there. No, thanks, Chris. That's brilliant for you. Great show tonight. You did an awesome job tonight, and congratulations on your anniversary, your 1 year anniversary. You are doing really good with Makers International. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Let me see. You made a Christmas ornament. Oh, that's awesome, Brendan. Yeah, I'm going to start on my Christmas stuff soon. That's cool. I'm got to jump off soon. Thanks, Steve. My daughter's boyfriend is here. Lovely guy. And I have an early start with him tomorrow. Oh, you have an early start with him tomorrow. Brendan, you're taking him to the bog. Take him to the bog to cut some turf. I did light up. I did light up like a Christmas tree. Oh, it was some belt, I tell you. We have 220 volts here for those of you in the States. We are 220 volts at the socket. We don't have any 110 volt. And I an awful rattle off of it. Yeah. It woke me up though. As you can see, I'm woo. I'm alive. Let me see. He's playing his cards very well. That's good. No trip to the bog yet then. It was. What's all this? Eggs. 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 Who's that then? Eggs. Yeah. Okay. Someone loves eggs. Is that Dougie that loves? It must be Dougie that loves eggs. Maybe not. Oh, nice. When are you coming to see me, Brendan? Is it a troll? Because I kick his ass off. I thought, to be honest with you, I thought it was Dougie because it's a similar. I can't see it. Let me see. Okay. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. If we get any more eggs, then I'll get rid of him. I'll enjoy that. Sorry, Dougie. It's a very similar profile picture. Next weekend or one after. No problem, Brendan. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Let me know when. Trolls. They're cool. So yeah, what have you guys been making in your workshops? Please do share. If ever you do want to share stuff with me, you can either share it to templeboyturnings@gmail.com. I'll put it here. Turnings. Dang it. Oh, dang it. I'll tell you a funny thing, shall I? My keyboard is squiffed. My at key doesn't work. So I have to keep putting it onto the American keyboard so that I can use the number 2 button on the keyboard to get the at sign. Gmail. Yeah. Hi, Donald. How are you? So, yeah, email me there. If you've got any pieces that you would like me to show on any shows, so I can pop them up on pictures, or I can turn the camera around and show them on email, or I can even print them off on my printer. If you want to share stuff with me, go ahead, email me them, and I'll share them. I don't mind sharing your stuff. If you've got shows coming up or anything like that, or demonstrations or any kind of stuff, just let me know and I'll share them. And you can also share them with me and Rob on the Rob and Steve show as well. We have a new email, which is Rob N Steve uncut N live @gmail.com. I'll put that up as well. So hold on, someone's ping-ponging me. Someone's ping-ponging me. Oh, it's just the family. It's just the family one. It's okay. So yeah, let me see what you're I must have it finished. It's to be handed over on Tuesday. Hold on. I am making a replica chess piece from a Ukrainian chess set. Wow, that's cool. I will have pics if it's finished tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, share them with me, Brendan, and I'll share them with peeps. You got to get it finished by Tuesday. Okay. OJ is editing a video. Cool. What did you make on the video, OJ, or is it a secret? Mice, spurtles, bowls, kitchen utensils, and apples. Very good, Dougie. Asgard, I made a chopping board yesterday and then realised I didn't have long enough clamps. So today I had to go buy some longer clamps. Oh! It's all in the planning, Asgard. It's all in the planning. There must be a demo in there somewhere, Dougie. I'm all right, of course. Got to go to work tomorrow. Yeah, we've all got to work tomorrow. And I'll do that. Yeah, okay, Brendan. Yeah, do share them and I'll show them on the show. That's cool. Also, Brendan, if ever you want to jump on here one evening on one of my shows and we'll do a hangout like this, maybe you could do a demonstration for us live on Hangout. If you can get a camera set up in your workshop in front of the lathe, I would appreciate if you could maybe be my first guest on the show and maybe do a demonstration for us live either a Wednesday or Sunday night. That would be awesome. And anybody else that wants to jump on and give a demonstration, you're perfectly welcome. Just let me know again by email and I'll get it done. That's awesome, Brendan. Yeah, that would be brilliant. We'd love to see you do a demonstration. Donald is making another segmented bowl. When are you going to make one, Steve? I've not gone over to the dark side yet. Leon Britton was supposed to send me a kit, but he got very busy and never got a chance to send me one. And I forgot to flip and pick one up at UKIS. Duh. So I don't have all the jigs and patience for cutting all the segmenting pieces. So if I get a kit, I'll put it together and I'll turn it. I'll give it a go. I'm not going to lie though. Not keen on the way a lot of segmented pieces look. I don't know. It's just they're busy. They're just too busy. Blah, for my liking. Some pieces are nice, but the ones with just a mishmash of bits. Ooh. A Molly Weasley wand. Cool. Making another segment. Oh yeah, you've already said that. Okay, I'll do that and send a camera sometime. Yeah, bye. Brendan for guest Turner. Yo, yeah, exactly, Dougie. It'd be great. Donna, were you asking about lights on Facebook? Yeah, Dougie can be a guest Turner too. Like I said, you're all very welcome to jump on. Obviously, we won't do it week after week. We'll do it every other week or something like that. I want to start getting guests on my show. I enjoy that kind of thing, and I want to expand the show and make it more interesting for you guys. I know it's not super exciting for you this evening. Dougie has no camera. Maybe we can sort that out, Brendan, between us. Maybe we can sort out a camera for Dougie. So I'll tell you what I am thinking. I stepped into the other dark side and I got me some resin for art epoxy. I actually got the name of the company from Nick Zammit, and I ordered that quite a while ago. And I don't know if you saw on my Facebook page, but I put a picture up there earlier of some mushroom fungus growing on a log that I have laying outside of my workshop, and it looked really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a section of it and I'm going to cast it in resin so that the mushrooms are inside the resin. Hopefully it'll be the first time I've cast resin, so it'll probably be a disaster, but I'm going to cast the mushrooms inside the resin and then make some kind of cool box. Well, Mr. JP, how the devil are you, young man?
I'm awesome. How about you?
Good. I'm superdy duper. Let me just turn my volume down because you're really quite loud.
I think this has got to turn up, insult me.
Lovely. Congratulations on, I just said it to Chris over there, congratulations on your years.
Thank you very much, sir.
Podcast International. So we've got a few people out there, JP. I don't know if you've got the
What's
chat
that?
open there.
Yeah, I've got the other chat open. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a few people. I think there's about 10 or 11 people out there. I'm not really sure. I haven't got.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I haven't got YouTube open for fear that I will lose people. But everyone's saying that it's a really good feed tonight, so that's kind of good. I've
Yeah.
fixed my internet after I smashed it with a hammer. But it.
Yeah.
But
I
it.
just want to remind everyone that we've got a giveaway going on at the podcast at the moment.
Yep. Stick the link up there,
So
JP, by all means.
yeah, I'll grab the link in a minute. Yeah, if you go over to the podcast website, which is makersinternationalpodcast.com, and scroll down on the bottom of the homepage, there'll be a link there. Click that. It'll take you to the entry form.
Perfect.
And you get to win a man crafting mug.
Mancraft. I haven't got mine with me today.
One of these with a podcast logo on it, and of course, Chatter logo, because it's only fair.
That's all right. I'm going to win it anyway. I've entered 9 times.
Everyone gets to enter 9 times. And actually, I think you can enter up to about 15 times because you get a daily entry as well.
Oh, very good.
And
that's if you enter as yourself. If you've got lots of email addresses, you can enter lots of times too.
Yeah,
just saying. Hashtag just saying.
There you go. I've just put that in the chat.
Yeah, head over there, folks, and go and enter. They're an awesome mug. They keep your stuff hot for like 3.5 weeks.
They also burn your mouth if you don't. If you did want to put a hot drink in them, I suggest you put the hot drink as the temperature you want to drink it at. Because if you don't, you'll end up burning yourself.
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, only try casting wet things in epoxy resin, not polyester or polyurethane resin, or you'll end up with a bubbly mess. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sam. Duly noticed. Noted. Eloy Escajado is there, JP.
Escajado.
That's it. Yeah. How are you, Eloy?
What's up, Eloy?
I am up and running, but I was just explaining to Eloy. Do you want to jump on? JP will send you the link. It'd be great to have you on if you can join us.
So yes, sir.
Or I can send him the link. That's fine. It just means I've got to mess with my shit. Yeah. I fixed my internet, but as I was fixing it, I got an incredibly nasty. Well, it's actually cool. I like electric shocks, ones that don't kill you. I like those. I got a good electric shock, 240 volts straight to the heart. It was great.
I think Eloy stubbed his toe today, didn't he, or something, or hurt his ankle.
Oh, did he? Eloy?
Yeah. He's injured himself quite badly.
Eloy, no, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah,
good.
I think it's like an oak door or something. So.
Oh, Chris Q, Steve, sorry for the diversion, but I love the sound of your headphone mic. Would you mind sharing with us what unit you're currently using? Yeah, got to take it off and have a look though, because I've had it a while. 1 second. Is an Air Force Recon. Air Force Recon. That's what it says on it anyway. I just grabbed the nearest one that was blue and bought it. There was a pink one. I didn't want to wear a pink one. But yeah, I don't know if that. I would type it into the edit, Chris. Hold on, I'll have a look again and see what it is. Oh, it's an Air Force. Okay, hold on.
Air Force. I thought it said Air Force.
Yeah, I thought it said Air Force, but I read it wrong. Air Force Recon.
Eloy's here.
Well, Mr. Escahago, How are you?
What's going on, dude?
You hurt yourself, Eli.
How's your foot?
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to clean up after the hurricane, and I had a leaning oak door that I just sort of pushed a little bit with my toe as I was changing up the chainsaw
Okay.
adjusting it. It dropped on my shin and went crack, and then scraped. It wasn't just a little. It was like bam, oak and straight. And my foot is aching something terrible, but I'll survive.
Oh man, I'm sorry I missed that, Eli, because I don't know if it froze for everybody else, but it just froze for me there. So I missed actually what happened. I got to oak door and you pointing like that, and then you froze. So
Oak door
I missed what.
slammed into my shin on my foot, and I just tapped it. It fell, and it basically ruined my day. I'll survive, but it's like my foot is every time I put it on the ground, it starts. I'm useless. I'm useless.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, dude, it sucks.
But how's things going since hurricane? Have you got stuff cleaned up now, and are you back up and running? And
yeah, well, my outdoor shop area in the back needs a lot of work. I've taken care of the front. I'm eliminating all the plant life that I can because it's not conducive for the weather and what I do, and it makes a mess after a storm. So I'm eliminating all that. I still got roof shingles to take care of. It's a mess, but we got off lucky.
Yeah, no, it was. I was following it and just watching people's homes just being destroyed. Oh man, it makes you sick to the stomach. It sucks, big time.
Yeah, man.
And I'm glad you made it through it and with minimal damage. Anyway, do you know.
Yeah,
and,
I remember as a kid going through, because there was a time during my childhood where we got some severe ones, and then the brute one was Andrew, and I'm always amazed at why the heck people decide to live in such destructive parts of the world. So I'm thinking of moving somewhere more remote, like you live.
Oh, really? Oh no, don't do that because you won't have any internet.
Well, I want internet. I just don't, the further away from masses of people, when you have big cities, what happens is, it's a little bit more cutthroat or a lot more. And there's just a vibe and an attitude that doesn't suit me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I bet I'd probably be happier in an area like minus the internet issues, but than a populated area like this.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love living where I am, but just this is in internet thing. Just
so your thing is you're the beauty, the peace, all that's, but the internet totally screws it up, don't it?
Yeah, exactly.
We're never happy, are we? As human beings.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got a few more people out there. We've got Holly. Hi, Holly. Holly with the hairstyle. Holly actually compared herself to Martin Saban-Smith there online today, which was odd. But there you go. Who else do we have? We have Mark out there that said hi.
Got, Brendan, Sam Johnson, OJ, Alan. Eloy's out there and in here.
Yeah, well done, Eloy.
He's everywhere.
Double whammy.
Even with a sore foot.
Donald Burke, Asgard Woodturning. Oh, he said, well done, JP, on the podcast. Just found it out recently. So working through some old episodes. Thank you very much, sir. Or madam. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, that's good. That's Chris, do you want to join us? You want to jump on and join us, Mr. Chris Cute? You're quite welcome to join us on the show. We can have a after celebration for the podcast year's anniversary. Let me see here. Sure, it's Ireland. I'm going green, man. So, Eloy, have you had a chance to do anything making wise, or is it just all clean up at the moment?
Oh, I'm totally I have a bunch of, I haven't made anything, but it's all cleanup and getting myself into the situation where I can actually start producing again. And in order to do, my problem is, it's funny, right? I work outside in the back. I have an awning and I can bring stuff in. But I work outside, so I've got a mess out there. I have to bring my tools out from my shed, set them up. If the weather starts to change, I have to bring it back in. So, long story short, I have to get it ready, and I'm nowhere near doing that. But I got plenty of footage recorded from multiple projects. I just have to edit that too. I feel lazy. I'm just a lazy bum.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Far from,
No, don't say that. He is. He's lazy.
not from what I see, JP. All right, you're lazy. Get your ass up and do something, dude.
That's what
I will tell you though, just to settle our differences here, I still owe you a Spider-Man wall hanger thing, and I owe you an extra thing that I want to send. I don't want to send something to you so far away and just send you that, right? So I have to send you a nice package over. But one thing led to another. I went on vacation, and after vacation, bam. And I know it sounds like excuse, like, you know, how your teacher, I didn't do my homework because the dog ate it and stuff. But as you become adults, you get very good at the excuses. It's no longer a dog ate my paper, but I don't know. But yeah, I've not forgotten.
And I've got a magic wand here for you as well that I've got to send to you.
That's what I've done. And a pen.
Yeah. Listen, JP's all about him again. Look, what is this, JP? Is it like go on every show and?
Oh, all right. You know what? I think this is appropriate. You know, I'm not playing game. I think this is appropriate. Here's Elvis.
You guys come back to me. Oh, you've unfrozen again. Yeah, man.
Here's my Elvis box.
That's cool.
You want an Elvis box? It's very simple. They're simple boxes. You want Elvis or Marilyn Monroe?
Oh, it has to be Elvis.
That's a silly question.
He said it. He said it has to be Elvis.
Has to be Elvis, man. Brendan Bacon Soda has gone, lad. So for
take it easy, Brendan.
Thank you, Brendan, for joining us. Brendan has agreed, JP, just before you joined us, he's going to come on the show and he's going to do a live demonstration for us on the Templeboy Turning Little Shed live one night.
Nice.
Which will be cool. And also, if we can sort Dougie out with a camera somehow, Dougie will join us too.
Oh, cool.
Which would be cool. Hopefully, JP will do a scroll sawing demo for us too, will you?
Yeah, I'll try to. Yeah, I'll
Eloy,
figure out how to use a scroll saw.
Eloy, you're perfectly welcome to join us one evening and do a bit of a demonstration and be showcased on the show too.
Oh, awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that'd be cool to have you on. So what have we got going on in chat tonight, Eloy? I don't know if you kind of got the gist of what happened. Like I said, my internet blew up yesterday when myself and Rob were supposed to do our show, and I wasn't going to go on this evening because I just thought, well, that's screwed. And I cleaned up around my shed and I chased after a mouse for like an hour and a half as well. That's in here, just driving me nuts. And it's quite a big mouse too. It's not a rat, but it's you know, it's a daddy mouse, we'll say. And if you see it run across the back there, let me know and I'll I have the scissors ready. But I was chasing that and I thought, you know what, I've got nothing else to do now. I'm going to try and fix the internet. And I put back together the box that I destroyed with what side is that? Oh yeah, with that hammer just there.
Okay.
Because I got quite angry, Eloy. I have a very bad temper, and I went smashing, and then regretted it instantly.
Oh, I see. So you were teed off because the internet had gone down, and you were so frustrated. You said, "Bam!" Is that?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
dude. Wow.
Take that, you some bitch. So so but I put it back together, but I failed to put one of the wires back in the box as I was taping it up, and my little pinky and I plugged it in right to try it, and my little pinky touched on that wire, and 240 volt straight to the heart. Boom! Woke me up. Yeah, I'm back.
Wow. Damn, dude.
So yeah, it was cool.
So that shook your moneymaker, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I like electric shocks. I like getting electric ones that don't kill you. They're good for you. They're really. I love electric shocks. They're really.
You could have been doing a live on Facebook with your phone, at least. Yeah,
well, I could have, but I didn't.
Indeed, that's smarted.
Yeah. JP, so you've done the tiger.
Yeah.
That's your attack on Richard.
Oh, hell
right?
No, hell no.
No, that's not your attack on Richard. That one, no.
No. That's just a quick wind up.
Oh, okay. All right then. That was just a taster.
Yeah, that's a taster. That's just a quick mess around. That is.
Oh, that's cool. Asgard says, Steve, word of advice: always use a wooden mallet when smashing up mains electrical devices. Good. Yeah, it was after the fact that I'd smashed it up. I used a rubber handle one.
Oh, you got that? Yeah, that's good.
So I didn't get a shock when I smashed it.
Dude, but that's crazy.
Chris Q is heading off. Good night. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for popping over.
Chris.
I hope you can
take it easy.
Get a set of them headphones.
Good night, Chris.
They're good headphones. Have a good night. Yeah, actually, I tell you what's funny. Rob, so basically what happened is a half hour before the show yesterday, I have told the folks this, they're probably sick of hearing it. Half hour before the show last night, my internet goes down, right? And I'd just been talking to Rob for like 2 hours on a hangout because we've been organizing the show and what we're going to do. I said, right, dude, I'm going to head off. I'm going to get some Chinese food, eat, and come back, and then we'll do the show. So I went off, had some food, come back, internet gone. I didn't like Chinese food, and boom, gone. So I went, beep, 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 beep. Got in touch with him using my cell phone saying, dude, shit's gone down. He said, right. So he set up a hangout and connected with me on the phone. So I'm on the phone and I don't know what happened. I'd had quite a frustrating day with my family as well and lots of shit going on and, you know, yada, 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 big build up. And that happened. And I just went, pressure relief valve just went off in the head.
Right.
And I just, bah! And I roared and shouted and told Ireland what I thought of it out the window and told the internet services what I thought of them, shouting from here, trying to get them to hear me out in town. And I just grabbed my hammer and started smashing shit. And but what I didn't know is Rob was using his laptop on the hangout. He grabs his cell phone and starts recording my rant.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
So he has it all recorded.
Yes, dude. Yes. That's publish. Yeah.
I smashed shit. I set fire to rags and threw them on the floor. I lost it. I just lost it. Lost the plot. It was my pressure relief. I've got a wicked bad temper, and I just went, and I just took it out on everything around me. And
yes, dude. No, listen, not for nothing. Please post. It's a symphony.
Oh, next week we're gonna look over that video and then see if it's okay to put it up, because obviously I wouldn't want people that are slightly on the edge seeing that it's okay to just lose it with a hammer, because I've had that experience the other side as well. But we'll show the video for sure, because we all have our mad side, right, and our anger built
Oh,
up
dude,
inside us.
totally.
I mean, how do you guys deal with anger
I don't.
and frustration? Do you not get angry, JP?
I walk away.
Do you?
I'll make jokes of it.
Excuse me a second.
It's as simple as that.
No, everybody deals with it differently.
Mm.
I used to get angry, and I do the occasional breaking of things. But I think lately, like when this thing hit when the oak door hit my foot and shin, I just grabbed it, said "son of a," and I lifted it like I was Hulk Hogan for one moment, and swung it across the yard as if I beat it.
Yeah.
And but I usually just throw my hands up now, like when I look at the mess I've created or occurs, I just throw my hands up and like just screw it, screw you, screw it, and just walk away. That's what I do now.
Well, I guess with my job, right, I work with special needs kids. So with my job, I have to be very level-headed and calm the whole time, right? Even when you've got a child that's having a really bad day, screaming at you, or, having a bad day, it's, they do that. It's not their fault. They don't know how to control their emotions, right?
Yeah.
So you absorb all that as a sponge, and you deflect it away, and you say, listen, it's going to be fine. Everything's cool. You're going to be cool. It's fine. And I suppose all that absorption as a sponge, you're just taking all this stuff in. I guess at some point you've got to let it out at some point, right? You've just got to throw it all away. And I guess that's what happened yesterday. I had a pretty bad week of it at work. I had a few family things, and then the internet, and then computers and all that kind of stuff, and it just boom. But now, when I was younger, that temper used to be wicked bad. I mean, I remember being an apprentice, and oh man, the amount of my father's tools I threw into fields and never found them again was just ridiculous. I'd be working in a customer's house. I'd be working in a customer's house, and I'd be in underneath the.
Is he frozen?
I think he's frozen.
Should we take over his channel?
Well, I'm just a guest of a guest of a guest, so I'll behave myself.
I'm not going to take over his channel then. I think it will probably cut out after a little while. I'm assuming.
I wanted to ask him a couple of questions. Like, he lives in the outskirts of nowhere. I was wondering how many Chinese restaurants does he have close by? That's one of the questions I wanted to ask him.
Probably not a lot. I know he's mentioned before that his back garden, you got like the back of his house, and it's like a field, and then it kind of just drops where the edge of the cliff is.
Right.
And it's like, there's the beach.
That's
I know
awesome.
he's mentioned that before. Yeah, he's kind of gone off there over on YouTube now.
Is he off? Can you ask him on Facebook if he's okay or whatever? Let me you want me to message him?
You can do, yeah.
Okay, I'll message him now. Oh, he's back? He's back.
He's back. He's back.
That's karma, baby. That's
yeah.
That's the internet gods getting their own back on me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I threw a plumbing fitting once through somebody's greenhouse in their back garden. Actually, in 3 doors down from the house I was working in. From pure rage, I just threw this plumbing fitting, and it launched it, and I heard smash, and you instantly think, that's like the child kicking the ball into someone's garden and hearing smash, right? You think, oh, that's going to be trouble. So
well, it's just to add to that, to the flames of, it's like in life, there's always, I was talking about this, when you guys came on the other day on a live, I was going nuts and stuff with my insanity. But it always seems like there's like, John Lennon's Walls and Bridges. So it's always like a wall and a bridge to cross. and more often the bridges are burnt down and the walls are super thick and high, and you can't, you know, so life is a there are times more often than not that you're like, give me a freaking break, man. You know, I get that all the time.
Oh yeah. Holly says she deals with her frustration. She drinks and drinks and drinks. Good girl, Holly. Well done.
You know what? That does help.
Yeah, it does help in moderation, but the trouble is you've got to stop drinking at some point, and that's when shit hits the fan. Let me see. OJ says he does a bit of throwing and smashing as well, I think.
I do some scroll saw work. That helps me relax. Or lathe work.
Yeah, I mean, Don't get me wrong. I'm not the sort of person that's going around smashing things with hammers all the time because things upset me. That was just I get to a point where I can't show my frustration anymore, and I just have to smash something. And it's always objects that I will break. I'd never hurt anybody. Don't get me wrong. I'd never vent my frustration out to somebody else. Maybe if they piss me off, I shout at them, but I wouldn't be a violent man. I wouldn't hit.
So you're let's say you're fighting with somebody. You're fighting with somebody.
Oh,
no,
well,
because,
I mean,
because of me, and you see a cigarette box or some sort of thing, you grab it and smash it, and that represents the person.
Yeah, literally, I just turn around and smash the shit out of their Porsche. It's not a problem. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Damn you! And you grab their precious heirloom and just whoosh.
Yeah, exactly. That'd teach you to get pissed with me. As silly as it sounds, I go for a swim, either in the sea or lake. If I have a bad week and I'm stressed, there's nothing like a swim in cold water to clear your mind. That sounds good, Asgard. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't do that here because I'd end up being washed out the Irish Sea somewhere. Maybe he get angry again. Oh, that was when the internet went down. Yeah. No, I didn't get angry again. You'd know if I got angry again because you'd see the laptop get picked up, and just as it went offline, it would hit the wall. No, I didn't smash the internet box again, Dougie. No. You ever throw something and regret it instantly as it leaves your hand? Yes. As I said, the pipe fitting, the copper pipe fitting, as it left my hand and made the breaking sound in somebody's greenhouse. Holly said she was joking. No, you weren't, Holly. Joking. Avoid hangovers. Keep drinking in moderation. Yeah, Sam. Yeah, right on. Well, I don't drink. I only drink on special occasions. To be honest with you, when I'm angry, I go to the shop and turn something, anything. Okay. Yeah, we know what you turn, Holly.
She turns pens. Leave her alone.
She turns female forms, actually.
And pens.
And pens.
Pens is.
I want to know when Eloy is getting his wood lathe.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. I've been so inspired by watching all you guys. I don't have the proper, because that's a stationary tool, and I can't keep that under my awning because I'm sure that it'll slowly, get all corroded or whatever, rusted up.
No, you could get a MIDI lathe, which is, a MIDI lathe is only small and you can carry it around.
I mean, I like the idea of the pens and small bowls and, just, I guess, you have a large lathe though.
I have a pro lathe and I have this MIDI lathe here in this small workshop. So the MIDI lathe that I have here is only, I can measure it right here for you. Its total length is 32 inches.
You've got a scroll saw though, haven't you, Eloy?
Yep.
And it's 16 inches tall, so it's not huge.
Well,
It's quite heavy because it's all cast iron, but you know, you can pick them up and move them handy enough.
if I do get one, I'd probably do that so I could do, you know, small. Like I like the crazy stuff that you do with it. Just the insane. I like going back in time and mixing up. I like that theme, but you can't get with flat dimensional boards unless you use a lathe. You can't unless you're grinding and just shaping. And so it seems like the right way to go. It's just I haven't, you know. So what?
Yeah.
The carbide tools. I mean, how difficult is it to sharpen the traditional ones as opposed to, you know, the fancy schmancy ones?
It depends. It's not that hard. Once you've got the right grind on your traditional tool, it's easy to maintain it. It's finding a grind that suits you and then setting up a jig that suits that grind too, so that you can just get it right every time.
Okay.
Now saying that, most of my tools I hand sharpen. I just do it by eye on a whetstone, because that's what I've done all my life. So now saying that, I have used tools that have been ground on CNC wheels and using jigs and all that, and they are completely different to the way I use my tools. But you get used to using what you use, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to start out, then yeah, start with carbides because they're cheaper. They're a lot cheaper to buy than the traditional tools, and you don't have to worry about getting the angles and grinds and all that right. You know, there's only a couple of ways to present a carbide tool, and you'll get the job done. And once you get the feel of it, you can start collecting. I mean, I know you'll probably pick up secondhand lathe tools and things from
Craigslist.
From Craigslist and from thrift stores and stuff like that. I mean, the tools I have, they're all vintage tools. I bought a set of vintage tools from a flea market, and I got a good deal. I got a whole set of, like, I think it was nearly 20 tools, so it was cool.
Well, let me ask you this other thing. I mean, I've also seen a bunch of accidents on there and stuff, and just out of curiosity, what's like the worst catch that you've had, and you know, or a thing exploding on you?
Have you ever checked out Pat Lap's channel?
Yes. The
He's
lip.
got a series on it. Everything you could ever think of has happened to him.
Honestly, the worst thing that's ever happened to me was I had it was a 20-inch piece of wood jumped off the lathe, and it took off. It hit the ceiling, and it come down, and it hit me straight on the top of the head, on the face shield.
Wow!
It hit the ridge of the face shield, bounced down, hit me on the leg. Actually, I think that was the last time that I broke things with a hammer. Yeah.
I'll be honest, a very, very similar incident happened with me. Weren't as big as 20 inches, maybe about, I'll probably say about 8 or 9 inches long. But it was quite a hefty round chunk. And that just went straight up, and I was like, where the hell did that go? And a couple of minutes later, donk, straight on the top of the head.
Oh, wow.
And it's quite surprising how much power them little lathes have got.
Yeah, well, they're spinning at like 2,500 revs a minute, like, you know, it's,
yeah,
they spin fast. But I mean, it was my stupidity that log came off. You know, it was I didn't have it fixed properly. I didn't work out the weight to speed ratios properly, and I didn't have it between centers how I should have. I just had it on a faceplate and put onto the. I didn't bring the tailstock up, which I should have done, and all the stuff that you're supposed to do. I just got lost in it, got excited, thought this piece is going to be amazing, and literally seconds, it's gone. The worst case scenario of a lathe I've seen is I've seen people's hands and arms ripped off.
Son of a gun.
I've seen
clothes caught in it.
I've seen people's faces being severely damaged.
Jesus.
Yeah, but it's all from stupidity. Stupidity, Eloy. I mean, let's be honest. You can walk out your front door and get hit by a car because you're stupid without looking. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's to do with tools and using them properly. If you don't use them properly, you're going to get hurt.
It's no different from using your table saw. You respect it, it'll respect you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I see pros out there. I see pros putting videos on Facebook without any face shield on, without any goggles on,
Yeah.
turning pieces of wood, and these pros are people that have letters after their name, wood turning letters after their name. You know, they're part of the guild, and they're getting on and they're turning away on big pro lathes, big uneven lumps of wood, and they're not showing what they should do. And amateurs are just walking up. Oh, sure, I saw such and such. He's professional. He wasn't wearing a face shield. It mustn't be that dangerous.
A little bit of plastic goggles. That ain't gonna protect you.
And the next minute they're in casualty, saying
I
goodbye to the mouth and the teeth. And you know,
I don't know if I've seen this or if I imagined it, but I could picture a guy in like armor, medieval armor, coming up to the thing and just working like that.
The thing is, it's a prime example when they say a full face shield, and it's going back to the Pat Lap video again. And what Steve was just saying, you see the pro turners with just the plastic goggles covering just their eyes, and Pat Lap was doing a little spindle, and all he's doing was taking light cuts, and he got that little cut, and it come off and hit him in the mouth. Now, if he was wearing a full face shield like he should have been, then his teeth wouldn't have been broken. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So, he only takes that little catch to knock it off.
Yeah. As Asgard says in the chat, yeah, you have to wear a face shield. I've had a few things come off, so I'm careful now. But saying that, I turned the lathe on this weekend with the chuck key in the chuck. Silly mistake.
I've done that a few times. It's hit me.
Done that myself.
Hit me in the chest.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what I did once as well. I left the knock stick in the headstock. So Eloy, with a lathe, I don't know if you know a lathe at all. You have your headstock and your tailstock, and some lathes they have a hollow head and tailstock, which means that you get a bar that you can push through the headstock to knock out any bits that you have in the lathe, right? So to just tap them out. So they're a drawbar that you tap them out. And I left the drawbar in the lathe. And I started it up. Now, that's not going to do any damage in itself. But what it does is it causes a rattle. And it goes tick, 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 and it causes a really loud noise. So because that happened, and it kind of caught me off guard, I looked around and I leant over the lathe because I thought that the handle for twistable headstock was loose. So I leant over for the handle, and as I did that, my knuckle hit the chuck and it just pulled my hand round slow. And lucky enough, I was able to pull my hand out.
Right.
But because that train of thought, it was a process of, it was a snowball effect, right? So I've made the initial mistake of leaving that drawbar in, fired up the lathe, got a noise. That's not right. Rather than switching the lathe off and checking out what's wrong, you think, oh, it must be something simple. You lean over, and that's when you lose an arm or you do some stupid thing. Do you know? So, do you know how many times have we got in the car and we've driven that same distance, the same place that we've driven 500 times before, right? And we miss a gear, or we don't look at a junction that we would normally look at a junction, and bang. And you think, hold on, I've pulled out that junction 300 times. Why have I suddenly hit? It's because, you know, something was different just as you got into the car. You're thinking about something different. It does this knock-on effect, and it's...
And another thing is, everyone is, regardless of who you are, you always have that attitude, it'll never happen to me, until it does.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's any tool, any piece of machinery. You got to have common sense. You can seriously hurt yourself with a hand drill. You know, how many people have drilled through their hand from holding a block of wood?
Oh yeah.
And drill, you know, using a blunt bit, trying to push it through the block of wood, straight through the palm of their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know,
How about fingers being crushed?
I've got stitches going across there. That was from a chisel. I've got stitches going across my thumb there. That was from a Stanley knife.
Yeah, it's common sense. It's just common. So I suppose we've a really long answer to your question, Eloy, is, you know, the accidents are as bad as you make them.
Did you guys see that dude? It's been around forever. I'm sure everybody saw it, but it just comes to mind. I think it was I guess metal machining lathe, and the dude's shirt gets caught in it, and he runs through. Or maybe it wasn't a lathe. It was some sort of like
it was
geared.
It was a metal working lathe. Yeah,
he got
they were doing pipe. Yeah, they were doing pipe fabrication,
and he kept going round and round with the lathe.
Yeah, they were doing pipe fabrication, and what they were doing, they were, I think, reducing the size of pipes. That they had round bar that they were reducing down the size and boring at the same time. And what happened was the bit that was boring bound up, and he leant over to push that back, and his sleeve got caught in the tool that was reducing the diameter, and it just ripped him. And rather than doing what you're taught to do if something gets caught, is to get undressed as quick as you can. Your first initial reaction is to start pulling back and trying to fight against the piece of machinery that's going to kick your ass. What you should do, what I was always taught, is if you're wearing something like this, is get it off as quick as you can and get away from the piece of clothing. Remove it, rip it off, help the lathe, pull it off of you and get away from it. I mean, sometimes you can't be that quick, do you know? The other thing that you should always have is the emergency stop button right next to you. Some of these guys are literally walking 3 steps and turning a machine on and then going back to it.
Yeah.
How are you going to reach that button once you, you know, it's.
I mean, there should be a law in the United States. All lathe workers should, you know, work in the nude.
Yeah, no, that could get dangerous, Eli. Think about it. No, I tell you, I used to work in Vauxhall
I'll take that
car plant years ago. I used to work in Vauxhall and on the production lines, and their heavy machinery, where there was a lot of moving parts, they had rubber mats, and the rubber mats were switches. So basically what happened was, as soon as you stepped off that rubber mat, the machine shut down, right? So if it's a big spinning machine and it grabs you, it's going to lift you up off that mat, and as soon as it lifts you up off the mat and the weight is reduced on the mat, the machine shuts down.
Right.
And obviously when you come down, it doesn't fire up again when you land back on the mat. So you're not going to keep going.
That would be good.
It would be funny as all hell, but no.
Right.
Yeah, no. I tell you, I drilled through a power cable when I was 23 years of age. We had just finished. Wow. We had just finished a job. It was a huge block of flats, and it was the mains. It was a 2-inch hydro power cable coming into the block of flats, and there was a door, right, the main entrance door. And I was just packing my tools away. I'd just finished doing all the plumbing and all the snagging list, got signed off and everything. As I was going out the door, I had a drill in my hand. And the foreman said, "Steve, hold on a sec. Before you go with that drill, will you do me a favor? Will you just drill 4 holes just above the door there? Because we want to put the exit sign up. The emergency fire exit sign."
Right.
I said, "Sure." I said, "Yeah, no problem." So I walked to it's a door, right? There's a hole here. There's not going to be anything above it, right? There's not going to be any cables above it. Where are they going to go? There's a hole.
Right.
Okay. So I mark out my 4 holes and get to the 4th hole, and I wake up on the floor with 3 or 4 guys around me, bringing me round. I'd been convulsing. I'd puked up my guts all up next to me. I'd wet my pants. I'd
Whoa.
wet my pants. I'd melt the drill that I'd used. The drill bit was just a smouldering blob at the end of the drill. All the plastic handle had just melted in my hand. And basically what the guys bringing the main hydro cable had done is they'd come down from they'd come up from the ground, come across the top of the door, and then brought it back up.
Wow.
So I drilled it where the last hole was just before it bent up to go like this.
Wow,
Right?
dude.
So I drilled it smack bang, and I drilled right through the center of it. So it hit the live and the neutral feeds. And
Jeez.
it just threw me. I was standing on a stainless steel ladder on.
Don't leave us now.
Exited out of the back of my knee.
Wow. Can you repeat that last bit, though? Can you repeat that you were standing on the ladder because you cut out?
Yeah, I was standing on the ladder. And it blew me clean off the ladder, and it went in through the drill and came out through the back of my leg. It must have arced out on the ladder, and it just blew me clean unconscious.
Damn, dude.
I was lucky, but again, that was a good jolt. You know, I felt good for months afterwards.
How long did it? Well, Jesus.
I think I was back to work the next day. I don't know. I can't remember. I needed the money.
Wow.
Never point dangly bits at the lathe. That's good. That's good advice, Alan. Hand tools are bad enough. Sam says I respect power tools and hurt myself. No, I respect power tools and hurt myself on hand tools. Yeah, hand tools are just as bad. You know, I don't really do a lot of hand tool work, to be honest with you. It's all power tools that I use. I'm lucky enough to have assistance of power tools.
How far I'm sorry.
Carry on. No, go ahead, Eli.
No, I was gonna ask how far, because I didn't know until one day you had mentioned that your shop is a distance away from your property.
Okay, yeah. So I have 2 workshops. I have this one, which is right at the back of my house.
Okay.
So my house is literally just the other side of this door. It's like a path between my house and this shed. And this is just like a garden shed. It's 8 by 8 feet square. So it's a tiny little shed, and it has it was originally built because it has our central heating boiler in here. And this is where I started everything. As more and more tools came and I wanted the pro lathe and everything, I obviously couldn't fit the pro lathe in here. My mother-in-law said to me that I could use the old home place where my wife grew up. It's their old home place. It's about 80 or 90 years old, an old cottage, and it's in disrepair. The back half of the building is in disrepair, and I've got the 3 rooms at the front. There's still power there and stuff like that. So she said it's there, just going to rack and ruin, just kind of do a bit of upkeep and use that, work away with it. And so, and it's not even a 7-minute drive from my house. It's not super far.
Wow, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Do you guys? I got to keep asking you one more question because I'm curious. Does your power go underground from the source to whatever to each home?
No, it's all overground. Old properties, it's overground. The newer properties now they're starting to do underground, but the thing is with Ireland, it's very wet, very wet land all the time, and obviously cables and water don't mix. So
right. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to do a bit with the old workshop, but it's just, do you know, it doesn't have internet there, and it has power, but you know it's old power, so you know you can only have so many pieces of equipment running at one time. So you know it needs work on it. And if it had internet, if I had internet there, I'd be in the shop all the time and I'd be doing all this stuff. But this little shed is just good for sound, and it's comfortable and warm, and it's right there. If, we've got young kids, so if Linda says, hey, the kids are playing up or there's something wrong, I can just literally just go out and no, I'm joking. Don't. Mark Lindsay in the house. How are you, Mark?
Lindsay in the house.
He's got those initials. He's got those initials after his name that swear. CNC.
Apparently so.
Hey, I like that idea. Old Power. That would make a good T-shirt.
Old Power. I need
Old
that
Power.
Yeah, Old Power. Yeah, that's that actually. Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, do you know what I've got in my pocket actually that I've got to put up on the wall? I found it I was up in the attic finding some bits and pieces. I found this. Rob will be very happy. Oh, Canada.
Nice.
So I gotta put that up on my wall in here somewhere. I shall put that up later.
So, what stories you got for us then, Steve? Come on, we know you want to tell one.
Stories.
Yeah, we know you want to tell one.
Stories. I'm not sure if I have any stories, JP. I don't know what you're talking about.
You got plenty of stories.
Well, I can't tell Rob and Steve's stories.
No?
No, because Rob's not here. That wouldn't be fair. Excuse me. Oh.
That time you choked on something on your own show?
Rancid.
I think the mouse might have had some of that Jaffa cake.
Ooh.
Oh, that wasn't
It can't be. It can't be, man. It can't be.
You might want to explain to people what a Jaffa cake is. They don't think they have them in the UK, USA.
It's not a South African cake, anyway.
Oh, Alan will love that Canadian flag.
Freezy, 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 freezy. Oh, you've unfrozen. Good. You keep freezing on me, and I know you can't hear me when you freeze up. So, stories. Okay, I've got a very quick story.
Cool.
What age was I? 7 years of age, I think, something like that. We used to have a show back in the 80s. JP will know the show, and it used to be called Some Mothers Do Have Them.
Yeah.
And there was a guy called Frank Spencer. You could look it up there, Eli, actually. I'm sure it's on Facebook. It's called Some Mothers Do Have Them.
His name's Michael Crawford in real life.
Yeah, and it was a guy called Michael Crawford, an actor, and he did a very strange character called Frank Spencer.
I got it here.
And the theme music used to go. Anyway, it was a great show. And in the Twydale household, it used to be on a Sunday night. And in the Twydale household, if you'd been good boys, there was 4 boys, mum and dad. If you'd been good boys for the weekend and you'd had your baths and you were ready to go to school on Monday morning, you JP, Mr. Man, thank you very much. Yeah, you'd get to watch Some Mothers Do Have Them, and you used to stay up, watch Some Mothers Do Have Them, and when it was finished, off to bed. My bedroom, it was a 3-bedroom house that we grew up in. My mum and dad's room was upstairs to the front. and then my bedroom was to the back, and then my brother's so I shared a room with one brother, and then my other two brothers had the room next door. So it was 2 bedrooms to the back of the house, and the kitchen was below my bedroom and my brother's bedroom. And back in the 80s, I don't know what age you are, JP. What age would you have been in 1983 or 4? I think it was. I can't remember.
1 or 2.
Okay, so you probably wouldn't remember, but it used to be kind of funky for the houses in England to have like what they call a serving hatch between the living room.
I still remember them. Yeah,
the living room and the kitchen. So you didn't have a dining room, but you'd have the lounge would back onto the kitchen, and you'd have like a hatch with 2 sliding doors that you'd open up, and you could pass the food through from the kitchen to the lounge. Okay, so we had this serving hatch, and I remember sitting down, the theme music started, and we'd all, you know, the boys would be like, you know, and all this, all excited because some mothers do have them was going to be on. And Dad said, Steve, go and get the biscuits. Yeah, go and get the biscuits. So Steve runs out the door, opens up the kitchen, and he's met with a wall of flames. As I opened the kitchen door, it added oxygen to the fire, that a chip pan that had caught fire. My mum had left the chip pan on fire, a light on the stove that had heated up. It had caught fire. It had climbed up the cooker. It had gone across the ceiling, and it was coming down the other side where the patio doors were to go outside. It was obviously being drawn to a draft. It was sucking the air towards. And when I opened the kitchen door, this wall of flames just disappeared. It just went.
Wow.
And I just have this picture of these flames just going and just disappearing back towards the cooker. It kind of all just went in reverse. And next thing, it just went, and it just blew the serving hatch.
Holy smoke.
Clean open in. And the flame just went and came back out again. And the next thing I remember was my dad pulling me away from the door. He kicked us all out, told us to go down to the neighbors. And my last vision of that was my dad going back towards the kitchen that was on fire after he threw us out the front door. So we're thinking, Dad's going to burn to death now, because my dad wouldn't be the sort of guy that would just turn around and watch his house burn down. He was going to, right, come here, flames. Right. So he goes back in, and we're up at the neighbors, and we hear the fire engines coming and all that. And Mum walks us back down because she's worried sick about Dad. So she brings us back down towards the house, and Dad comes walking out. All the firemen are there with the hoses, and Dad comes out. It's all right. It's out. It's fine. All under control. And he just calmly walked into the kitchen, soaked a tea towel, and just laid it over the chip pan. And that's all he did. Just put it out. Now the kitchen was wrecked. You know, it was burnt and stuff. But wow. Yeah, there's a story for you as a child, seeing our kitchen just go. Don't leave your chip pans on the stove.
That's pretty crazy.
That was the old day. That was the old day chip pans too, right? So they're just like a big kettle full of oil, and like a strainer on the top. You used to throw your chips in, and you used to have just the ring. It was an electric oven, and Mum just forgot to hook it off. And
wow, dude.
Mark Lindsay just put, some mothers do have them. Trivia from Wikipedia. The theme was actually title spelled out in Morse code, excluding the apostrophes.
Ah, well, I didn't know that.
No.
I can do an impression of Frank, though.
Yeah, go on. Bitty.
I tell you what. Look, play it there, Eloy. Have you got it up in front of you? Have you got some mothers do have them up there on the?
I've got.
He done all his own stunts as well.
I've got a video. What do I do?
So if you just play Frank Spencer's voice, and then I'll do an impersonation of him afterwards, and we'll see how good it is. See if it's close. This is years and years of watching some mothers do have him. I learned how to do the impersonation of him.
Can you hear that? I've got my earphones on.
No, we can't. Hold on. I'll see. Can I?
Here's a link. Direct link for you. I don't know if you can use it or not.
Cool. Right. Cool. I'll just bring my microphone. Do you know what I do? Is,
just unplug the headphones.
Yeah, I'm just going to... Ready? Can you hear that?
Yep.
So that's the theme tune, right? Hi, Rob. Mr. Woodsley Summercraft in the house, folks.
Well, hello.
He's in the chat.
Steve, Rob can do it as well.
I think he's doing a birthday thing this evening. I have already asked him.
Betsy?
No, Rob can do the impression.
Right, here, I'm going to fast forward it to...
I'm just going upstairs.
There you go.
Get ready for my interview. Oh, yes. What is it this time? I'm going to be an area sales manager. I think it's my lucky day.
Okay, so did you get that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give you an impersonation now, right? There was one particular series. In fact, I think it was that show. He goes to be an area sales manager, and he ends up just getting a salesman's job. And he thinks, right, what's the best way that I can sell things door to door and be impressive? So he writes these little rhymes. Okay, so he walks up to the door and he goes, "Hello, I'm sorry to bother you. I will not linger at your door. Away I have to race, for I can tell you wish me well by the look that's on your face." And the door gets slammed in his face. So that's the kind of guy he is. Frank Spencer, the character, you'd have to watch it, Eloy. It's real 80s comedy. Okay, so it's very old fashioned, but he's the sort of dude that he had the opposite to the Midas touch.
You love to hate him.
Yeah, every single thing that man touched just disintegrated in his hands. His whole aura and his being was about pissing people off and doing things wrong.
It's like if you gave him something to fix, he would break it even more.
Exactly. So yeah, and that I used to love that show because and like JP says, he used to do all his own stunts as well, so it was real. You know, he'd do all the roller skate things. I mean, there was one particular episode where he ends up getting on roller skates and catapulted out. Just a lunatic.
Yeah, being pulled like by a bus and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, it's a mad show. Watch it. There wasn't that many series of it. It was taken off, but it was very good. So Rob's in the house. I don't think Rob's quite welcome to join us if he wants, but as far as I know, it's a continuation of his son's birthday yesterday. His son was 19 yesterday, so
what's that, the skit where his wife has a baby and he gets the sex wrong?
Yes. Yeah, so his wife literally just pushes her daughter out, you know. "Betty, it's a boy. Oh, Betty, it's a boy." And the doctor says, "Mr. Spencer, that's his umbilical cord." Yes, it's just real 80s humor, but it is very funny
It
stuff.
ended in 78, by the way.
Yeah. He actually, Michael Crawford went on to do theatre and stage shows and blew everyone away. I think he won awards for doing the Phantom of the Opera. He went on and done.
Yeah, he done quite a bit, didn't he?
He done the London stage show of Phantom of the Opera, and he has an absolutely unbelievable singing voice. The way he sings the Phantom of the Opera, you would not believe it was the same dude that was Frank Spencer and destroying everything around him.
I just looked him up right now. He, if it's the same one, Michael Patrick. No, that's wrong. Michael Crawford, but it says Michael Patrick Smith. Born that name.
Oh, he could have changed his name, maybe.
Actor,
Yeah,
singer,
I'll
comedian,
have a look.
stuntman.
I'll have a look.
Yeah.
I'll get you the right one.
I think it's the right one, but you let me know. It says that he's 75 years old at the moment.
That'd be about right. Yeah, he'd be about the same age as my father was. Yeah.
Yeah, 75. Michael Patrick Smith. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he must have changed his name. Yeah.
CBE.
Yeah, unbelievable singer. So yeah, that was a story from.
Was he frozen again?
Before I met you, dude.
There
Well,
he
no,
is.
it wasn't. Well, yeah, it would have been before I met you. Yeah.
That would be my father's same age as well. He
Yeah.
was born in 42.
Yeah, same as Dad. Yeah.
Mum was born in 55.
Yeah. You're only a pup anyway, JP. You're only a wee young'un.
Mm-hmm.
What age are you, Eli?
I'm 42.
Oh, okay, so you're only a young'un too.
I'm just enjoying the spring of life.
Folks rave about US TV, but I think UK television is a lot more fun. Yeah, well, that was Mark Lindsay said that. Yeah, I mean, and we'd think the same, right? We'd.
Well, we've got Only Fools and Horses as well, which was a classic.
Oh, yeah, and 40 Towers.
Porridge.
A lot of the American shows, especially back in the day, I don't know much about now, but were all originally British. I know that All in the Family was a takeoff of something from England, UK. I think that, boy, a lot of them were.
Yeah.
Well, you've got The Office now, which was originally over here by Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, I didn't like that though.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, no, I never did like.
At Bottom as well, which was Rick Mail and Aid Edmondson.
Yeah, and before that was the
Young
Ones.
Ones. Young Ones was brilliant.
But you guys didn't have the Dukes of Hazzard, or did you?
No, I don't think so.
We didn't have an English version, no, but I used to love the Dukes of Hazzard. I used to love the American Dukes of Hazzard. It was awesome. Yeah.
No, we had Baywatch.
See, I never understood Baywatch other than the obvious, but like as far as plot, I couldn't handle it, man.
There wasn't there wasn't a plot. Yes. What other shows am I trying to think of? There was one what was the other show that I used to love?
What 18?
Oh yeah, all
You're talking about the 80s?
Yeah, 80s.
Vicar,
Mark Lindsay says Vicar of Dibley, Father Ted, Last of the Summer Wine, Graham Norton.
Father Ted was good, yeah.
Mrs. Brown's Boys, don't even get me started. I can't stand that show. I cannot freaking stand that man. He just gets on my nerves. What am I trying to think of? I'm trying to think of.
What sort of show was it?
Comedy show.
You want to hear a dorky story from me?
Do you know The Secret Life of Brian? Them boys. What was it? What are they called?
Let's have a look.
The parrot is dead. It's deceased. It's pushing up the daisies. It's no longer breathing.
Oh, Monty
Yeah,
Python.
Monty Python. That's it. That's the one.
Well, that was awesome.
Just a flesh wound.
The parrots. Have you ever heard the parrot sketch, Eloy?
I don't recall it off the top of my
Oh, the
head.
two Ronnies.
The parrot sketch from Monty Python was a classic. So a guy's he's bought a parrot, okay, and he's taken it away and he's brought it back and he's complaining because it's dead. And it's the job of the shopkeeper to convince the guy that it's not dead. So it goes on for about 10 or 15 minutes of these guys arguing that it's dead, but it's not dead. So it just goes, the parrot is dead. It's no longer breathing. It's pushing up the daisies. It's deceased. It has no life. There is no breath coming from his body. No, it's just a flesh wound. Oh, it's just stupid, mad, funny stuff. You know, stupid.
Oh, I
funny.
love that. I
like stupid funny. I really do.
We've got four candles as well.
Yeah, yeah.
The two Ronnies.
And the spam sketch from Monty Python as well.
Yeah, Mr. Creosote.
Mr. Bean.
Would you like a wife of mint? Off on full. The Four Yorkshiremen sketch.
We had growing up PBS public television, and all the Americans know, usually Channel 2, and here, at least in Miami, and you'd get all, you know, it's cultural. You want to expand, and we'd get EastEnders.
Oh yeah,
like all of it.
God.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Eli. Very sorry about that. We apologise on behalf of the British for you getting.
No wonder most Americans hate the English.
Yeah, because that has got to be the most depressing program on God's earth.
Oh, I hate it.
I don't think anybody in EastEnders smiles ever.
We got
unrealistic.
We got EastEnders. We had what you call Doctor Who. We had geez, what else? We got like these basic shows. There was another one, the one about the like different departments in a store. I forget the name of it, but you go from floor to floor, and you'd have a different.
Are you being served?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm free.
MASH. We had that over there.
Oh, that's a good one, Rob. Rob says the goodies. The goodies was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Different strokes as well. Mork and Mindy.
One with the wind. Oh, sorry, you were frozen.
Mork and Mindy, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mork. Yeah. Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson.
Yeah.
Mork
Happy
Orson.
days.
Monday, Tuesday, happy days.
Yeah.
Happy days. Hey.
Well, how did that work for you guys, though? Like, you'd have your programming, and then you'd have a channel that's separate, or would they intermingle? How would that work?
Normally, though, that Happy Days and things like that used to be in with the.
Oh, what's the name of that program? What's the name of that witch with that moved her nose?
Bewitched.
Bewitched.
Bewitched, yeah, that was good.
But how did that work? How like you guys would have?
So things like Happy Days and the A-Team and stuff like that used to be put on around dinner time for kids, just before bedtime for kids. So it'd be on the mainstream TV channels, but it'd be aimed around family time. They were family shows,
right?
And obviously you'd like have A-Team on Monday. You'd have Dukes of Hazzard on Tuesday, and you know they'd just schedule it in with British TV as well. In fact, back then there was more American TV than there was British TV.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Steptoe and Son, that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yes,
I like when they were playing Scrabble. Was it Scrabble? Yeah, Scrabble.
Yeah. Oh, God, come on, Dad. Ah. He used to talk like that.
Yeah. They actually hated each other in real life.
Yeah, that's right. The old man used to say, Harold.
Yeah. With the old horse and cart, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. That was back in the days when there were rag and bone men.
Yeah.
You dirty old man. That's it. He used to say that. Yeah. Oh wow. This going back in the days here now. This is the shit I like. These are the shows I like.
He's right. Benny Hill.
Yeah, Benny Hill. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Benny Hill. Well, was Benny Hill one of the those you shan't speak of?
Yes.
Yes, I think
For
he
us,
was.
it was a dirty little with all the nice.
Yes. Yeah, I believe he was added to the list of those people you shall not. Yes.
Oh, you're talking about like.
I think he became
adjudicated.
I think he became one of the Rolf Harris's and the
Gary Glitters.
Gary Glitter and the other, I believe.
No, I don't think so, man.
I might be wrong. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm dark. I thought Benny Hill was. Maybe not.
He was just dirty from the beginning, but fun.
Yeah, he's a pervert, but you know.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I don't think so.
Morecambe and Wise were brilliant. Eric Morecambe, actually, Eric Morecambe. I worked in his house when I was a child with my father. Yeah, worked. There you go. There's another story. He was getting his kitchen refitted, and we did the plumbing. He lived in a little village called Eggington, I think it was called, or Egworthton, or had egg in it somewhere. Anyway, there you go. A bit of useless information for you folks. There you go. Rob just confirmed it. Benny Hill was a pede.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Oh, no, we won't even use that man's name on the chat. Mark Lindsay, go and wash your mouth out with soapy water.
I missed it.
I wouldn't even call him a man, to be honest with you.
No.
Did I meet Eric Morecambe? I did. Yes, I did meet him. He was the most strangest, serious man. Very quietly spoken. But then we were invading his house, right? We were working in his house, and he was a busy.
Well, that wasn't very wise.
Basil brush, boom, boom.
He was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Roland Rat.
Hey, campers.
Got bags. Do you remember Emu? With what's his name? Was it Parkinson?
Yeah,
so
but
had
Rod Hull.
Rod Hull, that's it.
Yeah, Rod Hull and Emu. He actually died from falling off the roof of his house doing maintenance on it.
Yeah.
He climbed up onto the roof of his house to clean the gutters, and the ladder gave way, and he fell back and broke his neck.
Yeah.
Bagpuss. Rob says Bagpuss. Here,
Is that Rob's nickname?
I can do an impression of a very famous American actor, actually, Eloy.
Do it. Do it up.
Okay, are you ready?
You're talking to me?
Hello, boy, boy. Chewy.
There you go. Very famous American actor.
Well, that's Donald Duck.
Yeah. Points for Eloy.
I thought it was Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, no. I can't do Jack, actually. That's one impression I can't do Jack. No.
You can't handle the truth.
Have you guys met any? What famous people have you met? Actors and whatnot.
Paul McCartney.
Let it go. You
Paul.
froze. You froze again. Sorry, I was singing.
I have.
What famous people have you all met? And you cannot say, JP, that you met Paul McCartney.
I have. I met him at the premiere of a movie called The Other Guys.
Why did you never tell me this?
Because this is before I met you. Before I even knew you. I met him. I met Eva Mendes. I met a couple of us. I met Mark Wahlberg.
I don't care about the other one, but Paul McCartney. Jeez,
Will
dude.
Ferrell. Who was he with back then? That one-legged woman.
Yeah,
Money grabbing woman.
yeah. She drug him through the dirt. But dude, that would be one of the. I would love to meet Paul McCartney. I've been to his concerts when he comes here to Florida. Obviously, love his work. I don't want to go back into the Beatles thing because I'll become obsessive. But that's awesome.
What famous people have I met? Yeah, so yeah, Eric Morecambe. Actually, speaking of,
I've met Marty Jannetty, the wrestler.
Oh, you have?
Shania Twain, Bryan Adams.
The singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a badass.
Let me think. Trying to think of the guy's name. The really camp fella on that show that we were talking about earlier that you watched, Eloy. Do you know the Are You Being Served?
Yeah.
Do you remember the camp guy on that? He actually bumped into me and knocked me over in in Tesco's when they were doing the Tesco's ad. Woolworths ad. Do you remember the Christmas Woolworths ad, JP?
Yeah.
Woolworths prices. Is it any wonder that advert? He was filming that at the time in Luton, and I walked round I don't know what aisle it was. I think it was the washing powder aisle or whatever. And he came around the other way and he was rushing, doing his very camp walk. And he just went, and I fell on my ass.
I met when I lived in California. I had an argument with the lady I was with at the time, and I went out all angry and stuff, and stopped at a big supermarket. They call it Ralph's over there, and this was like Beverly Hills area. And so I stepped up to sell these flowers, and I said, you know what? Let's just pick up. And so I went to get her flowers. There's this dude standing right next to me, and he says, hey man, do you just grab the flowers and walk inside and pay? Or what do you do? I turn around and look at him, and it's Keith Sutherland.
All right.
Which is to me one of my favorite 80s. I mean, you know, the Lost Boys and Young Guns.
Yeah.
And I have
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. I have well, no, not was he in Stand By Me?
Yeah.
Dude, he's standing right in front of me, dude. I'm looking right at this guy, and I said, hell, this is Keith Sutherland. But in my mind, I said, I'm not gonna be an ass. I'm just gonna act like he's just a dude, you know. And I said, no, dude, I'm not from around here. I don't know. And he's looking at me. He can tell that I know who he is, and I'm trying to act like I don't know. This guy was. I used to love the Lost Boys just as a kid and all that. And so yeah, that was a great thing to meet Keith Sutherland. I met what's this guy, the Sean Penn. I took him out on an airboat tour. That's about it. Those two.
Cool. Well, I mean, I worked with famous people over here, but they wouldn't be super famous. Just only local famous people when I did the Bake Off, but that was it. A woman called Biddy White Lennon and Anna Nolan. They're kind of Irish celebrities, I suppose. That was cool. And I met Paul Hollywood because obviously it was the show and all that. He came.
Paul Hollywood lives about 40 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in a place called Wingham, which is the same town as where the Marnie's Wildlife Park is.
Cool. And
Vic Reeves also goes to the Wildlife Park where Marnie owns. Danny Dyer as well. He's been there. Actually, that show EastEnders, they recorded a scene in the town that I live in, and he's been to the wildlife park.
Cool.
I never asked you, Steve. Was it your brother-in-law, your brother? How are they faring?
My brother is, he's pretty much the same as he was. Well, he's recovered obviously from the initial stroke, but yeah, he's back at work part time, but he's, it has left him with a few issues, we'll say, without getting too into it. But
All right.
yeah, he's holding up anyway. Yeah, thanks for asking anyway, Eloy.
Yeah.
So Rob is saying he met Windsor Davies, and he was talking about that's right, John Inman. Was it John Inman that I met? I think that was his name. That I'm free, that guy. And he also says my family adopted Glenn Miller's brother, Herb Miller. Knew him well.
Wow.
So Glenn Miller was the
Orchestra leader.
Wasn't that right? I believe. Let me see what else. Mark Lindsay says he installed cabinets in John Mellencamp's house in Hilton Head. He wasn't. Oh, Mark says he wasn't impressed. Okay.
What?
Not a nice guy, Mark. No.
What? Don't throw that on me on a Sunday afternoon, Lindsay. Don't do that. I don't want to. I like John Mellencamp, dude. Could it have been your fault? Could it have been your fault, Mark? Dang it.
He's not a nice guy.
No, Mark, I don't want to. I love his music. Don't ruin it for me, dude.
Too late. He already has. OJ said he met Carl Jacobson.
I've met Carl. More importantly, I've met Robin.
I don't know how Carl Jacobson didn't just punch you clean square in the eye, in between the eyes when he saw you, JP. Hi, JP.
He grabbed hold of me and hugged me.
And is he 8 foot tall and
Carl was massive.
Is he 8 foot tall and smells like freshly cut
L'Oreal?
Freshly cut roses.
Nice L'Oreal.
Asgard says, I've been in a lot of famous people's houses with work, a lot of footballers, but as I'm Irish, I'm naturally begrudging, so I always pretend I don't know who they are, just the footballers. Actually, I never met her, but I worked in Sam Fox's house. Hubbada.
Let me type her in, see what the deal is.
She used to be
she was a page 3 girl.
She was a page 3 model, yeah. And she Playboy girl as well, I believe.
Oh, wait a second. Samantha Fox?
Yeah.
You know the one that sung Touch Me, I want to feel your body.
Totally, dude. He just shortened the first name.
Yeah. Over yeah.
Hell, dude, I had her poster on, did you guys ever do this back then? But we had a habit back in the 80s, and I was a kid, but the older kids, and we would copy what they do. We'd fill our rooms and ceilings with rock and roll posters and chicks on motorcycles and cars and bikinis. That's what we did. It was just the best. Yes?
Oh, yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My bedroom used to be like walking into a brothel. Let me see. No,
We got that thing up there, actually. Give me 2 secs.
Rob says he knows a guy called Twydell who's famous.
I bet he's a knob.
I've heard he's a right twat.
Oh, there it is. There we go. You're likely to see, Roy, look.
Paul McCartney. Yes?
Yeah.
Boom.
So what's going on there?
It's his autograph.
Get out of town, dude.
I'm just taking it out of my dad's folder.
Did you no? Hold on. Did you just print that out to mess with me, or is that official?
Did you hear the printer? The printer's not even on.
Can you send that to me?
No, it's my dad's. Oh, it's not mine. It's my dad's.
Dude, you never told me all this information. I mean, you could have shared this information with me.
JP, hold it up again. You can screenshot it.
I'm gonna screenshot it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No, he changed the face of Earth as we know it, so I'll try to control my... I'm a big Beatles fan, so you gotta excuse me.
Everybody's a Beatles fan, and if they're not worth knowing.
That's how I feel about it.
So Mark Lindsay said my brother had a door-sized poster of Samantha Fox on his bedroom door, and Rob said, and that was just one boob.
Remember from Gladiator?
Yes. Yes.
Remember Jet from Gladiators?
Yes.
I had a full-size one of her.
I think we all had a full-size one with that. Oh dear. Where is
That was
this
perfect, right? That was just a nice...
Oh, Lordy. Oh.
I could visualize that perfectly, right?
I apologize for any females that are still left in the chat.
No, this is 1980s. We're talking back in the day.
Oh. Thank God Holly's still not there. I don't think she still is anyway. Otherwise, she'll be having a field day with us. Oh, dear Lordy me. I don't even know how long we've been on. Oh, we're coming up for 2 hours now. So I suppose I should think about closing the show. It's been awesome, actually. I like these just random talk shit shows. Do you know? I like these shows.
It's cathartic.
Yeah. I used to like the Beatles, but as I work in St John's Wood in London a lot, and I go down Abbey Road, I have nearly killed tourists on the zebra crossing at least a dozen times. It's almost a game now, Asgard, is it? It's like how many points for a Beatles wannabe? Beatles. I just got to let me see what this is. Right, I think I'm going to close the show, lads. What says you?
It's your show.
I'm just a passenger on this galactic starship.
Elo is a passenger, and he rides, and he rides, and he rides. Elo is a passenger, and he rides, and he says na 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 na. Says na 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 na. Woo! We'll have to have a jamming session one night on the.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Eloy will have to get the guitar out, and we'll all have to pretend we can sing.
I'm down with it, man.
Yeah, that could be your featured show.
Songs from the wood.
JP, are you causing trouble?
Yeah, quickly open it.
Oh yeah, Eloy, that's gonna just make you puke that picture, right? Okay, guys, we are going to say good night. Thank you very much, Eloy, for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's good to see you. I hope that your injury gets better soon and you get cleaned up and you get back in front of the camera and making again, because we miss you. So
Thank you, buddy.
get making again. JP, good luck with your challenge.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't forget makersinternationalpodcast.com to enter the cup challenge to win a man crafting mug.
Yeah. Just to remind you folks, we did announce it last night, but it was a bit of a hoggity posh of a show last night. But myself and Rob have challenged each other to turn a cowboy's hat.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an advanced turners project, so I'm not sure how I'll go with it. I don't know how Rob feels about it. It's a very advanced. I don't know if have you seen the wooden cowboy hats, Eloy?
What's the dimensions of it? Is it a full size?
It's whatever size we can find a piece of wood to do it. Like, you know, it's mine will probably just be an ornamental one, but it still has to have all the skills of making a thin, wearable cowboy hat. And what we said is anybody that wants to join in with the challenge can do. It's just for fun. Can join in with the challenge and just make a hat of some kind. They don't have to make a cowboy hat, but just join in and make a hat of some kind. It can be something.
Bob said he'll get his little guitar out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rob will get his ukulele out. That'd be good. Yeah, Rob, you have to get on and do that for sure. Maybe we could actually do that on the Rob and Steve show. That might be a bit better show to do it on. And we'll just have a bit of a jamming mad session.
I'll have to make an instrument.
Maybe we'll set that up.
I'll make a whistle on a scroll saw.
Like one of these.
Yeah, but I'll make it on a scroll saw.
Yeah, so it won't be
with CA glue though, so we can actually watch it work.
Oh, hold on.
Well, that's crap.
That's my Moomin's whistle.
Okay.
Right, guys, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you, Eloy.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, JP. Good luck with your scroll challenge and your routing challenge. More to the point, I'm looking forward to seeing the result. When's it all got to be done by?
I've no idea.
All right, there's no rules.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, hopefully I will see you again on Wednesday evening. We will be doing the normal shows. And Eloy, are you going live again at all at any point soon on YouTube? Have you anything planned? Or
I've got to get out some build videos, but I'll be popping up some live randomly, so I have nothing set in stone.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, guys. Head over and subscribe to these guys if you haven't already, and to Mr. Woodsley Summercraft over there, and anybody else that's in the chat that has a YouTube channel. I shall see you again on Wednesday. Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.
Take it easy.